Hey guys, this is a 2K16 video of Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor at Summerslam, and this is my first video in maybe, I don't know, like 8 months. It's been a long time. Um, but honestly, YouTube, yeah, I mean, a variety of reasons, but since WWE is going through, a renovation, lots of changes happening. I thought, this would be a perfect time to come back and just discuss and make videos, simulations in 2K16. So uh, right right after Raw, uh, like as soon as Raw finished, I had like the urge to make a video because I there's so much to talk about now. Like so many things have changed in the past month. It feels like a completely different product. Um, so as most of you know, for those of you who consistently watch uh, Raw and SmackDown, Raw, they went through a draft last week. Shane and Dan O'Brien are in charge of SmackDown, while Stephanie and Mick are in charge of Raw. And they did uh, uh, like an NBA kind of draft. They didn't do a lottery draft where a superstar is randomly picked to go to a roster. Both general managers of each brand picked, and they took turns picking superstars. So that was cool. I didn't get to watch it live. I did good because I was away. But I did get to see some parts. It was cool. And then this past Monday Night Raw was the first episode of the draft, and top to bottom, it was a great show. And most of the community agrees. Um, there were, yeah, it was entertaining throughout, and there were so many unexpected things happening. Sasha won the women's title. Finn won the number one. Finn won a chance uh, to win the new Raw World title. So yeah, if you guys didn't watch, the first show, basically there were two fatal four ways, and the winner of those two fatal four ways went on to face in the main event of Raw, and the winner of that main event uh, is going to face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the title. So Seth Rollins got an automatic placement in the title match at SummerSlam, and then the main event of Raw was Finn versus Roman Reigns because they won their respective fatal four ways, and then um, Finn won the match, the main event, which was completely unexpected, and like no one expected it. And yeah, it just shows that they're taking new direction, trying to please the crowd and the audience, because they know Finn has a large following. Um, and yeah, they took a chance with him, and I didn't think he would win. Like, I thought for sure Roman Reigns was gonna win, and then we would have another, Seth versus Roman Reigns match. Um, but yeah, they took a chance. I didn't think it would happen because that was his first episode of Raw and first appearance on the main roster, and I don't remember the last time a guy as fresh, as new as him got a chance at, the world title. I don't know, maybe I think Big Show did, right? Big Show back in 1999, he won the world title in his first match, but like that was a completely different era. They don't do stuff like that anymore. That was a different situation too, but they gave him a chance, and yeah, Seth versus Finn is now going to be the main event of SummerSlam, or the projected main event. I'm not. It I'm not sure if it's gonna be the official main event. Maybe Brock versus Randy is, but I per I don't think they're gonna put Brock versus Randy as the main event of SummerSlam because of the whole steroids thing with the UFC. Um, that wouldn't be good, PR. So I think they're gonna avoid that and put Finn versus Seth Rollins in the main event. As far as the overall show goes, um, it was fantastic. The both of the Fatal Four Ways were fantastic. The Raw roster is amazing. I think I have a picture pulled up of both the rosters side by side. Um, I'll probably put a link down below for you guys to check out the picture. It's just it just shows like everyone on each brand. But as far as the roster goes, Raw's mid card is completely packed. They have Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho, Rusev, Kevin Owens, the Enzo and Cass, the New Day, Kevin Owens. I think I already said him. Cesaro, Sheamus, Neville. They have the Big Show. They have the Club. They have they have Darren Young, who's kind of moving his way up in the mid card. And yeah, they have a ton of people. And as far as Divas goes, they have Charlotte, and they have Sasha, who is now the new women's champion. Charlotte and Sasha had a one-on-one match on Raw, and it was a great match. It was like pay-per-view quality, and Sasha won the match. They have Nia Jax, who's new, and they have Paige. They also have Dana Brooke. Maybe she'll split up with Charlotte, cause I guess Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte lost, so she's probably gonna throw a fit or something and split up with Dana. And then they have Summer Rae, who isn't really used a lot, but I'd like her to be used more. So yeah, and the main event, they have Brock, who doesn't really show up, so I wouldn't necessarily count him. But they have Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns. That may seem like a thin main event roster, but the all like most of the mid card guys like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho can easily move up to the main event. And personally, I consider them main event quality, but they haven't. None of them have gone, in a one-on-one storyline for the WWE Championship. So yeah, they have a ton of potential. Now, if we go to SmackDown, most of the community thinks that SmackDown has a very thin roster compared to Raw. But let's take a look here. They have AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, who's the WWE champion. They have John Cena and Orton. So those four guys are huge. They're huge, talent. They're well established. Cena and Orton and AJ Styles. They're established main event. Dean Ambrose is also established. And then they have Bray Wyatt, who I personally consider main event, even though he's never won the WWE champion or been in a one-on-one storyline for the champion. But I personally consider him main event. And then they have Dolph, who is now, if you watched SmackDown, he is now the number one contender for the WWE champion. And he's going to face Dean at Summerslam in a one-on-one match. That may be the main event of SummerSlam instead of Seth versus Finn. I think it should be, because it's a championship match, like a traditional championship match, whereas Raw's match isn't like traditional. It's two number one contenders fighting for the champion. So I think Dolph versus Dean should be the main event to put credibility to the WWE champion. But I'm not sure. Oh yeah, those are the 5 main event guys: AJ, Dean, Cena, Orton, and Bray Wyatt. And then the mid card is where everyone, uh, you know, they, yeah, not a lot of people think it's thick enough or big enough of a mid card. They have Alberto, they have Dolph, who is now in the main event. They have Miz, Baron Corbin, Kane, who I'd like to see used more, but he's probably, he's getting up there in age. He's like 48 or something. So it's not, I wouldn't expect him to be used much more than he is. Then they have Zack Ryder, has a lot of, has a huge fan base. And then they have Apollo Crews. That's kind of it for mid card. They have American Alpha, the new NXT tag team, who I think are great. And then they have the Usos, who I'm not the biggest fan of. Like their character, I'm not the biggest fan of. That's kind of it for tag team. They have the Vaudevillains for tag teams. So here's the thing that I really think established, or is going to establish SmackDown's roster. During SmackDown, they aired a return promo for Shelton Benjamin, who's a huge mid-card talent back in from 2004 to 2009, I think. But yeah, most of the community loves him. He has great, wrestling ability. I think he was Brock's roommate in college, and yeah, he was on the wrestling team at whatever university. I think Minnesota University. So yeah, he's great. He has a ton of psychology. So he's gonna be a solid, mid card talent. And the thing about the main event roster, they can always, they're definitely gonna, move down and have matches or storylines with the mid-card talent like Zack Ryder. Maybe we'll have Randy Orton versus Zack Ryder, or, a variety of storylines. But I think the roster it's really interesting. They don't have a lot of people, but they have a lot of potential. And Raw already has a bunch of established people. So now they can, play around with storylines and stuff. Whereas SmackDown has to develop talent, and they have a lot of, it's interesting to see where they'll go with all of this. But yeah, Shelton Benjamin is returning, and then Rhino also returned on SmackDown, so that's another person on SmackDown's roster. As far as the Divas go, they have a ton of new Divas: Alexa, Carmella, and Eva. Alexa and Carmella are a great talent. I'm not sure how ready Carmella is. Originally, I thought she was, too green, or not experienced enough, but we'll see. I don't really watch NXT that much. I only really watch, a few clips on YouTube and the pay-per-views. But then Eva, I don't know about her. And then they have Becky Lynch and Natalya and Naomi, who are established. And yeah, hopefully Nikki Bella goes to SmackDown, because SmackDown has a lot of new talent. So I think they need another established diva. So Nikki Bella goes to SmackDown, and then Bayley goes to Raw after NXT TakeOver, which is right before SummerSlam. So, because Raw already has, a bunch of established people, so I think it'd be better if they have Bayley as a new character, whereas SmackDown has a lot of new divas, so they get a new, an established diva like Nikki Bella. So I think they'll settle the diva situation, and I think the talent is I love the rosters. Yeah, you know, with the addition of Shelton Benjamin, I think there's a ton of potential. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Um, Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, I'll talk about in the next video, which will probably be a Dean versus Dolph 2K16 match. So yeah, the video is about to end. If you like the video, and if you like the match, tell me about it in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe, do all the usual. And yeah, I'll try to make videos somewhat consistently, maybe once every 2 days and once every 3 days. I'll just, have a discussion and a match simulation in the background. By the way, a lot of comments I see from some people that go along the lines of you should have pinned him earlier, or you could have won if you pinned him earlier. The thing is, these videos are they're like simulations of what I want the real match to look like, so I don't want to pin the guy in like 6 minutes. So that's why I don't end the match in 6 minutes. The goal isn't to win, the goal is just to make a good match. So yeah, tell me about what you think of the draft, what you think of the match, and what you think of the SmackDown roster compared to Raw's. And yeah, like I said, I'll have videos soon. Bye.
Big pinfall victory here tonight. Hey, they both gave it their all, but in the end, we were left with the best man standing. And it looks to me like our winner is already thinking about the next match.